Hey everybody, welcome to Drive-Thru Review 219. Today we're going to talk about Paradise Fallen. This is a card game from Crash Games. Plays 2 to 4 players, and the box says 20 to 30 minutes, about right. Basically it's got a weird theme. It's got basically a post-apocalyptic Hawaii. It's kind of cool. Basically you're going to be playing cards, basically trying to visit the different islands. And thematically you're basically exploring and kind of exploiting the resources. And you're going to explore a certain number of islands based on the number of players. You've got some other kind of screw you cards and different other cards for spending resources to move around and different things like that. So let me show you how it plays, and I'll come back and tell you what I think. Okay, so I've got the board set up here. And you've got 9 of these thick cardboard tiles here, and each of these represents a different island. So you've got Lanai, Kahawai, and Amahawi. I don't know how to say this stuff. Nihoa, Oahu, Maui, and stuff. And then whatever the middle one is, you're going to put your boats on here. And these are cool little skiff type boats there. You lay these flat down there. And the one thing to notice here is you can see there's a resource cost here. So you're going to pay a certain number of resources. So if we wanted to get here to Lanai and we went this way, you basically pay 1 plus 2. So you have to pay 3 resources. Whereas if you went this way, you'd have to pay 2 plus 2 is 4. Now you're going to start the game off with 5 cards. And there's a variety of cards here. Now, what you're mostly trying to do is explore these islands here. So if we're in Nihau here, and this is over here, if my boat was on there, what I could do for one of my actions would be to discard this, or play it in front of me, I should say. You put that in front of you, and then you'll put one of these little orange tokens on here. And so you'll leave this in front of you, and basically the number of players is going to dictate how many islands you need to explore. So you're trying to move your boat around here to different islands and then have the card that matches that island. So here we've got Oahu and then Kauai and stuff. You want to get to there and then play the card in front of you, and then whoever triggers the end game, let's say you need to explore 7 islands, then everybody else will get one more turn. And then if nobody has equaled the number of islands that you have, then you're going to be the winner. Now if somebody has an equal number of islands that is explored, then whoever has the most orange tokens left on their islands is going to win. Now what are the orange tokens about here? Well, you can see on the bottom of these island cards here are different little iconographic special abilities, like so. So you can use these once per turn. So if I had these 2 in front of me and then they each had an orange token on them, once during my turn I could activate one of these. Once you activate it, you take the orange token off and then you do whatever the special ability does, which I'll talk about in a second, and then you've used it. So the coolest part of this game is this mechanic here. So you're trying to explore everything, and I'll show you some other special effects cards, and then you're going to explore the island and basically get access to that island's special ability. And these special abilities are really cool, and these are a lot more powerful than the special abilities of the other cards. So it's kind of a game of chicken, because once you get a few of these, you can get to the point where you're really close to exploring whatever the target number is, and then you maybe trigger one of these, maybe 2 turns in a row or something, and get yourself sort of set up to finish the game. But if you do that and then somebody else is right behind you and catches up to you, then you're kind of screwed because they caught up to you and they have more orange tokens. So it's a cool little sort of cat and mouse there. So how is a turn going to work? Well, the first thing you can do on your turn is play these little aberration cards. These are nasty cards here. And they have the little whirlpool on here. Now, you can only play these at the start of your turn. After you've started taking other actions, you can no longer play these. And these are going to basically do all kinds of things. So let's take a look at this here. So we can play this on an island, and it's actually going to cost, you can see, 2 more resources to land on that island, but it's going to basically reduce the trip leaving that island by 2. So I can pick an island, let's say this one, and put it there. So now it's going to cost, let's see, normally it costs 1 to land there. Now it's going to cost 3 to land there. So you might do that, maybe you've already visited it and nobody else has visited, so you know what, you're going to make it higher for everybody else. And then you've got here this one like a rogue tribe, it costs 2 more to land there. This one here, there's no island depicted there, so we could put that sort of in one of these lanes here, like so. Because you can't move diagonal normally unless you get a special ability. So it's going to cost you 2 more now to travel over here. So normally it costs you 4 to get here. Now it's going to cost you 6 to go that way. Basically you're going to have to force them to try to go around or find a cheaper way around. So you may play some of these aberration cards to start your turn, And then you can basically pay these rations here. So there'll be like 2 and 3 and different numbers of rations. Some of these island cards here will get, well, not some of them, all of them will give you rations as well. So if I spent these here, this would basically be 4 resources or rations that I could use to travel. And once you travel, then again, you can of course pay to, or discard this card and put it in front of you to explore the island. And then you've also got some special ability cards here. So you've got like this card here. This will let you move diagonal, like I said earlier. This barter card lets you discard a card and draw 2, or discard 2 and draw 3. This one lets you move aberrations. If you've got aberrations around, you can move them. Flee is pretty cool because you can basically go from one side of the board to the other, like so. And that can be kind of interesting way to sort of skip around some of the aberrations that people have put into play. And then of course you have the special abilities on the islands themselves. Now the game comes with these little player aid cards that break down all of the different icons and what they mean, which is handy. But it also has at the back of the rulebook an explanation for every card in the game. And this is actually even more handy because sometimes, that's not bad. It's just, as you learn the game, you're kind of like, well, what does this do? It doesn't make any sense. But then you just read in the rulebook and boom, it's got it right there. I'll just go over a couple of these here. I really like this one. Let's just leave it at that. This one basically lets me dig through the discard pile and pull a card out. Awesome. And this one basically lets me discard as many cards as I want and then draw that many. This one is any rations that you played on this turn go back into your hand instead of in the discard pile. Also a good one. This one lets you draw 2 cards. And this one lets you basically visit or explore an island adjacent to you. So if you were on Kauai and you had the Maui card, you could pull the orange token off here and then explore Maui. So this is kind of a cool one too. So at the end of your turn, you're going to draw back up to 5 cards. You can discard any cards if you want. So maybe I play 1 or 2 cards and boy, I really don't want these because I've already explored them. I can discard them and stuff like that. And you discard up to 5 and you just keep playing that way. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the overview. I really like this as a 2-player game. Now, when I play with 3 and 4, it seems like somebody always gets kind of shafted and they don't really end the game very much. And I don't know if it's just like the way the cards get distributed or something when you have more players, but 2 people are really into it and going back and forth, and then, or maybe 3 people when we play 4, there's like 2 people going into it, and then, the third guy's kind of into it, but then the 4th player is like way behind. And I don't think anything to do with skill because it's been multiple interchangeable, me one game and somebody else the other game, and just kind of the way the cards come out. But as 2-player, it's really fun because you maybe get a little bit behind in 2-player, but you can catch up because as you explore more islands, well, more of the islands become less useful to you because you've already had them. And you can't explore them twice. I don't think I mentioned that. But you can't lay a Maui card and then play another Maui card. You just can't do it. And so, like I was saying though in the video, the whole game to me is really trying to figure out and hopefully time the use of your island special abilities at the right time. Because you don't want to be spending them too much. I mean, you can. You can start the game out and just, oh, okay, I got this island. I'll spend the ability, keep going. But you really kind of want to, I feel, like try to figure out the best time to activate that island ability to really give you the best advantage. And most of the time, I've seen people hold on to those and then use it, quickly at sort of at the end, the last 2-3 turns, and really sort of, just give them that little extra advantage to get to that last elusive island. Because, like I said, as you get more islands explored, then you've got to really sort of focus on those. Unless you get really lucky. Which, I think I've seen that happen once where somebody just kind of took the game over, but it was just really lucky, which is fine. The game plays 20 minutes, so whatever. But, it does tend to become a struggle, though, to get that last 1 or 2 islands as you play. So, anyway, definitely a very enjoyable game. I think that it's a good 2-player game. I mean, a fantastic 2-player game, actually. So that is Paradise Fallen. Thanks.